Hello, I'm Dr. Gareth Moore and welcome to day 23 of myself Escape the Penguins Christmas party. Alright, and yesterday we discovered that our chocolate was here behind the penguin pulling the tinsel by virtue of cross-referencing. And then here's our puzzle for today. Alright, so we've got a Pigpen paste code again, and I wonder what it says this time. So we have a top left which is an N, a bottom left which is an S, a right hand side which is a T, a right hand side which is an E, a top down which is an A, a top right which is an R, and a joining on the left which is an E. So N as TR. It could be N as north, south, tear, east. Yeah, no, I don't know what that means. But one thing I have noticed is that on previous days, when there is something that needs to be anagrammed, because oh yes, look, there's a recycle sort of turnaround symbol here, which I think means rearrange the letters. I'm sure that can be anagrammed to something, but I can't immediately say what. Eastern. It's an anagram of Eastern, isn't it? E-A-S-T-E-R-N. The eastern part of the calendar, perhaps? But we've opened up all of the right-hand doors on the chocolate side. Let's look on the other side. We haven't opened here, but that seems a bit random to just pick a strange one. Oh look, what's this? These are the letters we've got, N-S-T-E-A-R-E. In working out the code, does something else change in the background? Close the door and try again. I assume that's what we were meant to open for this, as opposed to this. What's behind here? No, that's not relevant. Let's go back to here. What changed in the background? Hang on a second, where is the door? Oh, a percentage sign changed to a recycle sign. I think that's trying to give us a hint to anagram them. What else can you anagram those letters to? Nearest, N-E-A-R-E-S-T, so it's an anagram nearest or eastern. Or perhaps it's both, nearest eastern, but there are no near eastern things on here, and there are 3 doors here unopened. I don't really understand what we're doing here. That maybe implies read it backwards, E-R-A-E-T-S-N. I mean, we could ignore the T-A-R and go north, south, east, east, but that doesn't help us. North, south cancels out and east, east doesn't take us anywhere. Let me just read this clue again. We may know why you opened this door and have a clue for you. In working out the code, does something else also change in the background? Yeah, we got the rearrange symbol. Maybe that means turn upside down. I don't think it does, but I mean, it probably does, doesn't it? Let's have a look. Let's try decoding this again. I think if you're going to have something that anagrams, it's a bit confusing. So let's do it the other way up. So we then have E-R-A-E-T-S and then N. Oh, I've done the same thing. What did I do? I turned it upside down and I got the same result. Why is that? Yeah, because the positions are still the same positions. Of course they are. What did I expect to happen? Let's erase that. What does it mean by upside down? Maybe it doesn't mean upside down. Wait a second. If I turn each one through 180 degrees, then that becomes the top left, which is an S. And this becomes the bottom right, which is N. And this becomes the right hand side, which is E. And that becomes a T. SNET. That doesn't look right. I don't know if you can read this anymore. Let's zoom in a bit. It's a bit of a mess. Can we see them both at the same time? Yes, just about. And then that becomes an O. SNETO. That becomes a W. And that becomes a T, which I can see is 2 10s read backwards. So basically, to solve this puzzle, you need to work out that the symbol which means rearrange letters actually means not just turn upside down, but rotate 180 degrees the symbols when looking them up in the chart. You need to discover that the 2 anagrams of the thing you placed to start with, even though this probably means anagram usually, don't mean anagram, and that neither of the anagrams you do correctly find are in fact correct. And you need to turn upside down, then you need to read it backwards, 2 10s, which is 20, and I'm pretty sure that's not a coincidence because there's a little penguin dude here wearing a 20 t-shirt, which we haven't opened yet. So this must be our... Oh, he's over 2 doors. Let's see where the door borders are. They're here, and they're here. So I guess there's slightly more than on this door. It must be this door open, right? Yes, there's our puzzle for tomorrow. Only 2 left. Oh, I guess this calendar may have a door 20, may have a 25. They often do in the past. Well, there we go. If you've got the calendar, let me know how you got on. If you watch this, let me know if you realised right away what was going on, which I clearly didn't. But otherwise, until I see you in tomorrow's video, all that remains for me to say take care and goodbye.